Okay, Mimi Kennedy here in LA County, and I'm going to demonstrate what I saw today as this working prototype of our new voting system. So I've signed in at a voting center. I'm 50 miles away from my precinct, but I had to vote today. It's been open 10 days, but I'm traveling tomorrow, say.
I had to make a correction here because I was saying that the QR code knew my address, but it doesn't know my address. It just has my precinct, and the QR code needs to have the precinct in order for the ballot marking device to bring up the correct ballot for my precinct. The sign-in roster had my address, and that's how they knew to give me this precinct ballot. LA has over 4,700 precincts, and they all have different ballots because there's alphabetical rotation of all the candidates' names in races, and there are races that are certainly address specific, like your congressional and state assembly, state senate representatives.
So this is my paper ballot. This is what's going to get printed, and this is what's going to get counted. My paper ballot. And it's going to have selections on it eventually. So I put it here. Oh my God, it's going in there. It's loading this ballot. Okay. Now, the ballot is loaded, but I am not. I want to vote in English. I could vote in Korean or Spanish. I could vote in 10 when we get this eventually. It'll be 10 languages. Next, I want to start voting. Having a poll pass involves, I could have done this on my phone, and then I could create my paper ballot here from like a boarding pass. Again, if I created a paper ballot with my phone thing down here, it would print a paper ballot, and the paper ballot is what is going to get counted. This machine does not count.
Okay, I know a lot of you are getting nervous seeing anything with a phone. Well, what this is on the phone is a QR code that is your sample ballot, and you filled it in the privacy of your own home, and this QR code is only on your device holding all of your choices in it. There is no cloud. Activists said absolutely nothing to that. No kind of generation of your votes to your identity. But this QR code does hold your interactive sample ballot choices, and you can put it under the QR code reader on this ballot marking device, and out will come a paper ballot that should be all the selections you want. If it's not, you can just forget about that QR code, void that ballot, and don't use your phone, just use the machine to generate the paper ballot that you want.
But I want to start voting here on the machine today because I don't even put my boarding passes on my phone. All right, fine. Now, of course, these have contests. Abraham Lincoln won't be running as a Democrat in our next elections, but sure, I'm glad to see him on the ballot. I'm going to vote for him. I know nothing about sports, really, but Peggy Fleming was an ice skater, wasn't she? I like her name, Peggy. Bill Russell, he was a great basketball player, I think, my father's day. So that's who I'm voting for. They'll be very good policy-wise, I'm sure. And this is a lottery. Do I want a lottery? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm going to say no. Enough with the gaming and the lottery and the gaming. Review my selections. Okay, I'm going to review my selections here. Abraham Lincoln, Peggy, and Bill, and no lottery. What if I want to change? Okay, I changed my mind. Yeah, I want a lottery. It will help education. So I changed my mind. And now this is my, okay, I like this. This is my ballot as far as I'm concerned, although it's not my ballot. I want a paper ballot. Yeah, I'm ready to print. So they're telling me to print and verify, which I really like. Now let's see what happens next. This is my ballot coming out of here. I haven't done anything voting-wise, counting and casting here. This is going to be my ballot. And this familiar circle sort of the download circle is going around. Okay, so here is my paper ballot. Those are my selections. This, you will notice, yes, it's a code and I cannot read it. So you know what? Put that back in. I want to read, I'm not sure. What's all that about? Read it. Read it. Loading the ballot again. Okay. It's now reading that Cody thing, and it's saying, this is what we see there. And I'm like, okay, that's what's on the paper ballot then. So I'm casting my ballot. Now, please wait, your ballot is being placed into the ballot box. So let's go around and see where it's going.
You know, I wanted to verify that my machine wasn't just remembering the image of my paper ballot from having seen it once. So as an extra step of verification, I took my voted ballot to one of the other prototypes and I inserted it into the printing part of the machine. Now, presumably, that machine was expecting a blank ballot of a precinct and get ready to vote, but instead, the QR code reader inside the machine read my voted ballot, and it was like, there's votes on this ballot. This is what it is. So I was satisfied that the QR code reader in both machines was reading an accurate image of my ballot from the QR code on my voted ballot. The question then becomes, what will the tabulator's scanner be doing when they count the votes? Will they be reading a QR code? Will they be reading all of the ballots accurately? And how can the public see that?
You know, it's locked. Okay. But that's where it goes. And there'll be the rest of it, they haven't shown us, but, you know, I get some say in what I want to see happen. This is certainly locked. There's a chain of custody physically on these, including, I would hope, you know, like Brinks trucks, sheriffs, I don't know, video cameras, but these are going to be counted. And if we want to be citizen armies and learn how to count them by hand, we can do that. And my vote will be counted by you and by me in public. And or it's certainly going to be scanned redundantly. We're not taking any memory cards out of this machine, nothing out of this machine, and nothing digital is being transmitted wirelessly. That piece of paper is going to go and be scanned. And stay tuned for chain of custody and all the other things that we're talking about, how to do that in a publicly observable, transparent, and secure way.